All right, everybody, welcome to beginner meditation. I am so happy that you're here. And I think it's a great practice to begin any time of year, but I especially like sort of that beginning of the year energy where maybe we try something new that we think that we want to try, but we've just never really found the right avenue in which to try something. And meditation is perfect in that sense. So here's what I want you to know about meditation. First thing, it's hard. It's hard to be still, especially if you are a person that is constantly going and doing. It can be really hard to sit still. So give yourself permission to practice this. We're not here to perfect it. In fact, I tell people all the time, like yoga is a practice for life, and meditation is definitely a practice for life because we're going to have irritants that come in and out, whether that's a thought, it's a pain point as we're sitting still, it's an itch, maybe it's a noisy roommate or a dog barking or the doorbell rings. We're going to have all of these irritants that come into our practice or our life that is asking us, how are we going to respond or react to that, or not at all? So remember that there will always be opportunities to be reactive or responsive or neutral. And the hope is that we learn to be more neutral as human beings, where we have those everyday irritants that are going to be in our life, whether we like them or not. We just don't care. We just don't respond to them at all. We definitely don't react to them. So remember that this is a practice. We're not looking for an outcome. We're not going to rate or scale or grade the meditation as good or bad. It simply is. And when we can learn to stop labeling our experiences as good or bad, that's another tool for living our life in recognizing that it just is. Things that we go through that are challenging, they just are. Things that we go through that are wonderful and celebratory, they just are. And staying sort of in that neutral zone as far as our emotional attachment to outcomes or disappointments or frustrations. We just glide through life practicing how to be neutral. All right, so to have your first meditation, we're going to do a breath awareness meditation. Now, this is simply going to be observing the breath. So I'll show you 3 different ways that we can observe the breath, and we'll close up in about 8 minutes. So if you don't have 8 minutes to sit still, then you probably need 20 minutes to sit still. But we're going to start with 8. As we go through this series, the meditations will become longer, and I'll be offering you a few different varieties of guided meditations and time for some space just to be with yourself and not have me chattering to you. So, first one, beginner breath awareness meditation. Find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Ideally, we want the spine to be lengthened. And so we don't want to be slumped over in our chair. We want to be somewhat upright. You can also lay down. The only downside of laying down during meditation is we have a tendency to drift off when we're overly comfortable. And then the mind starts to follow whatever we're drifting off, and we've lost that focal point of today's meditation being the breath. So try to sit up and just take a couple regular breaths. Just noticing the sounds that are in your space, maybe the humming of your furnace, the washing machine in the distance, traffic, maybe the sound of somebody in your home. Just notice, don't analyze it, don't wish it didn't exist, just observe it. And then start to observe the sounds within the space that you're in. Maybe the ticking of a clock, the humming of a machine, the sound of an animal licking their paws. Just bring your awareness a little closer. And now bring your awareness into you and hear the rhythms of you. And so what I mean by that is picture what your heartbeat sounds like. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Maybe there's a slight whistle to your breath. Maybe you have a little tickle in your nose. It's making a very small sound. Perhaps as you rub your hands along your pants, there's a sound that The hand rubbing along the fabric of the clothes that you have on your legs makes a sound. The sound of you swallowing. Just notice. And then take one more step of awareness inward to the sounds of your thoughts. Listen to your voice making sense and organizing thoughts, telling a little story, if you will. Just be the observer. And now take a breath, a long breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. This time, when you breathe in through the nose, notice the temperature. There's a slight coolness as the breath goes over the upper lip into the nose. And as you exhale, notice the temperature. There's warmth. Do that again. We breathe in through the nose, and there's a coolness as it whispers over the upper lip. There's a tickle. And then the exhale, there's warmth as it goes over the upper lip. Inhale, there's a coolness. Exhale, there's a warmth. Inhale, there's a coolness. Exhale, there is a warmth. 2 more breaths just like that. Don't change it, don't manipulate it, just breathe and notice. This time when you breathe in, notice how the chest fills and rises all the way up to the throat. Let it rise. And then on the exhale, watch as the chest falls. Really tune into this, the changing of the chest. Here we go. Inhale, lift it, let it rise. Exhale, watch as your chest falls, bringing your awareness to the chest, not the upper lip. Do it again. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Watch the chest rise. Lift it up. Fill it up. And observe the chest fall. 1 more, just like that. Beautiful. Now this time when you breathe in, imagine breathing in a color to every inch of your body. Breathe it in. Maybe it's blue or pink or yellow. And as you exhale, that breath goes out. That color follows like a mist. Breathe in the color. Fill it up all the way to your toes, the crown of your head, the fingertips. And then as you breathe out, watch as the breath and the color leaves the body like a mist. And the color fades. Do that again. Breathe it in. Vibrant color all the way to the toes, all the way to the top of the head. And as you exhale, the mist fades as it empties. 2 more. Breathe in your color. Watch as it goes away like a mist. 1 more. And let that mist go. Come back to the temperature. There's a coolness on the inhale. Feel the warmth as it travels over the upper lip. Feel that slight tickle. Do that again. Breathe in the coolness. And breathe out the warmth. And just 1 more like that. Let's go back to the chest. On your inhale, fill it up. Bring it all the way up to the throat. Let your chest rise. And now watch as it falls. And do that again. Watch it rise all the way up to the throat. The chest falls, the belly pulls in. Now 1 more, just like that. Let's go back to the color. A beautiful color. Like a mist, it leaves the body, just fading into nothing. Breathe in that beautiful color. Take it to the top of the head, the fingertips, baby toes, and let the mist leave the body. Watch as it fades. One more, just like that. Just take a normal breath. When we sit in meditation, it is as if we are taking our experience as human beings and setting it on a table, much like a vase filled with water and sand. Once we set the vase of water and sand on a table, the sand falls to the bottom and the water becomes clear. When we sit in stillness and redirect our thoughts to something specific, like a temperature, a color, a sensation in the body, we now have clarity. It is a nice thing to do at the finish of a meditation to simply ask yourself, is there anything I need to know? And then you listen because the clarity is there. Thank you for joining me on this very beginning meditation of breath awareness. I look forward to sharing more meditations with you in the coming days and weeks. And remember, it's a practice for life. Nothing to perfect or achieve or an outcome or a goal, simply to be. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.